Before I even get into this one, I want to make it crystal clear that I'm not an anti-materialist. I'm not the type of person who does not believe in the acquisition of material things. That's not me, right? If you like nice things, go ahead, get you nice things. If you like things that ain't so nice, go get you things that ain't so nice. Live your life, do what you want to do. You are grown. It is your life to live. However, I'm also the type of individual who wholeheartedly, whole-souledly believes that if you are seeking your worth through material possessions, you will forever be on a search and you will never find. That's right. If you're the type of individual who believes that getting the thing is going to make you feel better about yourself, you may experience that temporarily, right? We all know about the dopamine hit that we get once we get that little instant gratification, right? Just for a second, boom, it hits. We experience it. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, but eventually it will dissipate completely and it will never sustain and it will never feel like enough. That's because we're looking for love in all the wrong places. We're looking for meaning or validation or value in all the wrong places. Now, if you've watched this movie Air, I was about to say Next Day Air, not Next Day Air. I heard that title recently and now it's just jumbled up in there with Air. There's a movie called Air. It's a movie about Michael Jordan signing with Nike. Now, that's a spoiler alert, I guess, but you probably knew that by now. Why? Because there's a Nike sign on the Jordan shoe, on the Jordan brand. It's Nike. We should know this by now. So if you're mad that I told you what the movie is about, then that's on you, right? Now, what I won't tell you about the movie, spoiler alert, run if you haven't watched the movie yet. Okay, done. What I will tell you about the movie is when there was this marketing campaign put together to create the Jordan shoe, there was an intention to make the Jordan shoe represent more than any other shoe had. And the purpose and the intention of this marketing campaign, which even the movie doesn't completely show but happened in real life, is that it was supposed to be focused on others becoming like Mike becoming this aspirational figure that everybody would want to become. And when you wear the Michael Jordan shoe, you felt like you could jump through the sky 10,000 miles way up high in the by and by. You understand me? You felt like you were Michael Jordan himself. It didn't matter if you were a 7-year-old kid in the projects or a 7-year-old kid in the suburbs. Every single person had the great equalizer. That was the Jordan shoe. That was the purpose and the intention, to make everybody want to be like Mike. And so Spike Lee came out. Spike Lee was the biggest black director at the time, right? He was making all kinds of films that, people in communities of color loved, that they were drooling over. Man, this is our experience. We could relate to this. We could resonate. And he came out, directing these Michael Jordan commercials. And oh man, it was a fiasco. The whole world was on fire. But throughout that entire time, there was only one Michael Jordan, right? Everybody was trying to be like Mike. Everybody was trying to be like Mike. Even brothers were finally allowing themselves to go bald head instead of letting their hairline be pushed all the way back up to here. Brothers were finally allowing themselves to let it go, let it go, let it go. Shout out to Queen Elsa, right? Brothers were proud to be bald headed, getting a hoop earring like this. You understand? Without anybody saying something crazy. Everybody wanted to be like Mike, but yet there was only one Michael Jordan. And there would only ever be one Michael Jordan. And no matter how many pairs of Air Jordans you owned, you might have owned more Air Jordans than Jordan himself, but you would never be Mike. And so this is exactly how consumerism brainwashes us into believing that the things that we buy are going to turn us into something other than what we are. Now, the premise of that already is destructive. Believing that you need to be anything other than what you are is already an unequal playing field, right? It's already a disservice to ourselves. When we believe that our lives are anything lesser than somebody else's, simply because of what we see on the external, we've been bamboozled, we've been hoodwinked, we've been brainwashed into believing in a low self-esteem or a low sense of worthiness within ourselves. And that's the most painful experience that anybody can take themselves through within a lifetime, is the mentality that I'm not as good as the next person, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. That mentality right there will forever keep you in a space of suppression. It will keep you in a space where you feel like you are nobody, and you will forever be pursuing. And guess what? These advertisers know. And, I have to admit, I came from the marketing space. I came from the digital marketing space. So we used all kinds of tricks of the trade in order to get your attention, in order to vie for your most precious resource and to get you to click on a button that said what? BUYNOW. Buy now. The same way you're about to buy your copy of Doing Me Guilt Free, only now I don't have to trick you into doing it. You're just going to get it because you know it's going to be fire and it's going to change your life by clicking the link in the description below. Unlike doing that, we will find ways, tricks, tactics, this, that, psychology, behavioral patterns. We would find anything we could in order to get people to desire a product. Now, I believed I was doing it, with a moral compass in most cases, but it was really all the same. And so whether it was somebody was selling a Gucci belt or somebody was selling, potatoes at the potato whatever. I don't know. I don't buy potatoes. So I don't know what grocery store. I know. Oh man, you don't even know where you get potatoes at? Man, you disconnected, brother. Nah, I eat a lot of proteins and fats is what I eat, right? I don't touch carbs anymore. I'm leaning out, buddy. I'm leaning out. But yeah, whether it is, a food item that's being presented to you or it's a material possession that is being presented to you, right? Or anything in between. When these things are sold to us, they're sold as a concept and an idea first. They're positioned in our minds as something we need. They're a necessity. Not only are they a necessity, they're going to make our lives so much better. Oh, not only that, but our lives are deprived right now. Without this thing, we're nobody. Look at the commercial, right? You see the commercial for the potato chips. You see the commercial for the Oreos. You're like, what does this have to do with an Oreo? What does this even have to? You watch the commercial. If you're in America, we are bombarded with these medicine commercials, these big pharma commercials. What does that have to do with that? That pill does not make you that damn happy. That's what you got to think to yourself, especially if you're somebody who's either on that medication, you see somebody on the medication or know somebody on those meds, you think to yourself, that commercial's a whole lie. But they got to feed you something that's going to be aspirational, something that's going to make you feel like, wow, this is a solution to my problem. And in more cases than not, they're creating the problem. I say that cologne was designed in the most slick way. Somebody came up to somebody else and said, ooh, you stink. And they say, what is a stink? What does a stink mean? It means you don't smell good, brother. It means you don't smell good. What? What's wrong? What do you mean? I smell like this all my life. Everybody smells like this. They're like, that ain't the way. If you want to be that guy, you got to make sure to get you a bottle of this stuff right here. What's that stuff? Oh, this right here? This cologne. Cologne. That smells not. Nah, brother, this smells good. Watch. And then you got a paid actor, right? So he gets a lady to come over. Watch this. Excuse me, ladies. Excuse me. They walk over. So what do you think about this right here? Is that cologne? And he's looking like, damn, they know what that is? Yeah, it is cologne. Ooh, let me try to smell it. Oh. You know what I mean? They putting on the theatrics. All of a sudden, buddy's watching them like, damn, I need to get me a bottle of cologne immediately. How much for the bottle of cologne, sir? Oh, this gonna run you at least 2 shekels. Damn, 2 shekels. Whew. Damn, that's a week's pay right there. 2 shekels, 2 shekels, brother, 2 shekels. If you want, I don't know, if you want that, you saw how they reacted. If you want that in your life, okay, here's my 2 shekels. Boom, got the 2 shekels. Now you got the little cologne. Now you put it on himself like these. Now those ladies, ooh, smelling so good. Now he's going to advertise to his buddies, hey, listen. And he got him a new chick, maybe a few of them who came to the village with him. He's like, hey, look. They're like, man, what's going on? Man, look, it's this. 2 shekel cologne. Cologne? What is a cologne? Why are you smelling like that, man? This is the new smell. This is the new human smell. I'm crazy as hell. This is the new human smell that we on. Y'all ain't even on this. This is the futuristic smells we on. And now all the way down into the 21st century, if you ain't got that on, you musky. You ain't got that, at least in the Western world. You ain't got it on. Ooh, that ain't it. Unless you're into the hippie lifestyle, right? But there's a multitude of products that have been sold to us that have been basically pressed onto us, right? Impressed into our subconscious minds. When they pay these millions of dollars to show us commercials, they're not doing it for fun, y'all. This ain't charity. This ain't a giveaway to the advertising company. They're not saying, you know what? We really feel like we just want to give $10 million away to you guys and just make a cute little video. No, what they're doing is they're paying to create something they know is going to create an impression on your subconscious mind. And when that commercial plays the first time, you might not really have any type of impression. But the 17th time or the 27th time that you have that impression, you now have that brand fixated in your mind. And by the time you watch it 50, 100 times, you're now probably a fan of the brand. You don't even know why you like it. It's like music. When a song comes out and the label puts $1 million behind marketing and promotion, you first hate the song. You're like, what kind of mess is this? What kind of this is garbage. I remember when Gucci Gang first came out, I was like, what in the and they look, Lil Pump, this ain't to start no beef. Okay. This gonna give you free promo. People gonna go back and watch Gucci Gang now. Relax. But when I first heard that, I was like, what in the mess is this now? Gucci Gang. I was like, this ain't it. About 100 times they play that song, boy, I was Gucci Gang in my butt off. Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci. I was one of them. I didn't even know why. I was like, man, it's kind of dope. It's kind of slaps. Really? No, it's because I was impressed. It's because that was lodged into my subconscious mind. It's force fed. And then you have more reinforcement by the people around you who are also being force fed. And now there's a sort of a social currency. So again, when Jordans became the in thing, if you had the J's, you were somebody, and they were aspirational because they were $200-300 a pop. So, if you had the $50 or $20 shoes on, and somebody walked in with the $200-300 Jordans, they were somebody now. All of a sudden, they were being looked at. And you thought to yourself, man, I need me a pair of those. Immediately, I need a pair of those. And so you hustled your mama, you hustle your family, you went to grandma, you went to whoever you could to collect funds. Now you got to go work. You got your little job, you got your cutting grass, doing all kinds of things just so you can get some money for them Jordans. And once you got them, that was your everything. They were your babies. You took care of them. You toothbrush and all. You felt like you were the king. When you put them shoes on, you felt like you were him. But even in the having of those, they still never fulfilled. They never satisfied. It was never enough. Because now you just got the Jordan 7s. Now the Jordan 8s dropped. Now they re-dropped. Now we got re-drops happening. Now the new breads. What kind of bread is this? Is this a baguette? I just got myself a sourdough. Damn, Jordan, you pumping these Joes out like they're iPhones. I don't even know the difference between this one and the last one. What do I need 3 cameras for? What does the third camera do? What does the second camera do? I don't know, but I want it because I feel like I'm going to feel better in the having of it, which is a lie. Because long term, I might get that instant hit, but it's never going to satisfy. It's never going to be long term. And that's something I need to accept if I'm ever going to be freed from this perpetual cycle. I worked in manufacturing for a little bit, not the normal manufacturing. I was at a CBD company. I was working as CMO, which is Chief Marketing Officer, right? I know I'm young and I'm colored, all that. Yeah, sometimes we can just defy all odds. We don't got to be a statistic, believe it or not. So I was working for this company, building out the marketing side, hiring people, and having contacts overseas in China, et cetera. And we would get our packaging done over there. And the CEO of the company told me, when I went down to China, I saw the belts where they made Gucci belts at. And I said, word? He said, yup. And he said, actually, they make the Gucci belts in the same line as they make like the Ross, Target, JCPenney's. If you don't know what that is, that's basically like your outlet type of situations, right? Cheap clothing. Not yet a thrift store, not exactly a thrift store, but somewhere in between. So they would be making the Gucci belt right next to this belt. Same belt, basically, same material, same everything, just a different design pattern. And then they would send one to Italy and they would send, the other one right to America. So this one gets sold in the stores. The other one gets sent to Italy. So they put a couple screws in it so they can say it was made in Italy. Then they send it to the US. And all of a sudden you have this Italian made belt for $500, whereas the Ross one is like $10, right? Same belt, probably cost maybe $5 more, right? And yet even you knowing that, you still want a Gucci belt. That shows you how deep the programming is. I remember telling my aunties about this. I said, the bag you got right there, that's the same as that bag. The authentic version, that's the same as that bag. They're making it in the same factory. Oh my goodness, really? Oh, what? 2 months later, they got the new Louis bag. Like I said, I'm not against anybody getting what you want. I believe you should get everything that you want. I'm not anti-capital. I'm not anti-money. I'm not anti-anything, right? Anti-anti. You understand me? I'm the type of person who says, if you desire it, and it is yours and you get it through rightful means without stepping on anybody else, go and get everything that's for you, period. That's what I stand on. That's standing on business for me. But really standing on business is saying, why do I care so much about getting these things that I've been told make me somebody? When in truth, they do nothing else but maybe reflect to others that I was willing to dish out $500 to hold up my pants. Because that's what it shows me. When I see somebody in a designer brand or whatever it may be, I just think to myself, damn, like this brother is really he's willing to spend $1,000, you know, to cover his legs. Sis, you're willing to spend $5,000 to hold some stuff, all kinds of chapsticks and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Absolutely not. And me, I like quality. So if something is a high quality, oh, absolutely, I'm for it. I'm about it. I'll spend $10,000 if I had to on something that's quality that I like. It's not about the spend, it's about the mentality. Why do I want this design? Because I want it to represent something. That's why you see me on my content. I'm wearing stuff like this all the time. I'm not trying to represent anybody else's brand. And I'm working on my own brand right now. So that's going to be the brand you see me wearing. I had one hoodie. I have a brand that's, that's out in the public that you can get merch from. I was about to say content you can get merch from. But if it's not me, if it's not my brand, I'm not about to advertise somebody else on me because they don't make me anybody. What I'm wearing isn't what makes me. This is what makes me, baby. It's me. And it's the same for you. You need to find your value from within. You need to understand that you are more than enough. You're trying to be like Mike. You're trying to be Mike, but you don't got to be no damn body. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan, right? You are a Michael Jordan within the space of life that you occupy. It's not for you to be that individual. Maybe to be inspired, sure. Why not be inspired? Nothing wrong with being inspired. But to try to be somebody else, you will forever be in second place, if not worse. Last.